going to take Behemoth themselves, actually, away from
$100 on Revenant.
You think Revenant's
Any
going to be
takers?
a pick here? I agree with you. I'm pretty sure we're going to see a Revenant because it dominated last game, so why not?
Well, I mean, they're following the whole thing where, reason they wanted to first pick Swiftblade, and then because Complexity wants to lose, they pick Behemoth, because apparently Behemoth has been in the losing team in both games this series, and Swiftblade's been on the winning team. So,
Do you know why?
Why?
Because it's not short lane Behemoth.
With a cleaver.
They need to go Rune Cleaver. If there's any time to be clutch, this is the time. You gotta just bust it out now, right? You gotta
The
go with a
wow
Berserker.
factor.
Yeah, you gotta go with a Berserker. Behemoth short lane. You just gotta do what they won't expect.
I do actually like the idea of putting the Initiator short lane and having the carry recover later on in the game. But...
No, I agree. I just think the Initiator should go Rune Cleaver before his Blink.
Of course.
And I'm satisfied.
I mean,
yeah.
It's or Insanitarius, to be completely honest, on Behemoth, because it's base damage. Gotta focus on that.
Oh my god, no.
Reason wants to win. They end up picking up Clanks right here with the Parasite Swiftblade, so Complexity has their work cut out for them, it's safe to say. They do have a couple of really good heroes against Clanks, though. Behemoth and Fade both pretty good. Well, kinda. I mean, long-range initiating stuns is what I'm thinking here, so.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
They've got a lot of line stuns, let's just say that.
Yeah.
If they line up for it, they just I don't know. What's that called? When everybody just decides to run around single file? There we go.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
Behemoth Fade, Cthulhu, gonna work out great.
We'll go with that.
The SG train. Yeah, the train.
The train.
But I mean, the draft is kind of over, right? Like, Legion has Clanks, so they won the draft.
Okay, for real though. Imba Boy, Clanks, this is a combo, since DreamHack especially. Just why do teams not ban it, / how do you deal with it if he does get it?
Okay, so Clanks. Why is Clanks strong? Okay, Clanks is kind of strong when he cannot be hit, right? If you catch a Clanks, Clanks is dead. Everyone who's played Team M against Clanks know this. If you ever get to the Clanks, he's just he dies really quickly. And when it comes to Reason Gaming strategy with Clanks, this is what they will do. They will always have Andro or Moira sitting behind him, so they have some way of interrupting the initiation on a Clanks. If he ever gets caught by some freak of nature, Imba Boy is out of position, right? Doesn't happen often, but if it happens, there's an Andro swap or a Moira ulti on top of him to have his team come back him up. So the key really is to have enough initiation or long-range catch to be able to get to him. Key heroes, I think, are Dr. Repulsor, very good against Clanks. Sandraith, very good against Clanks. And then Tremble, really good against Clanks. So Tremble can just run through a fight, right? And then Boris will just catch you with his thing, and then it respawns Boris, and you got another, 2-second stun?
Yeah.
1.5, something like that. So those are, really good heroes against him. Sandraith did not work out for coL last game. So that's why he's not banned here. But Dr. Repulsor and Tremble both taken out. So this is reasons. This is what they know how to draft. This is a strategy that always works out for them, and they're sticking to it.
Yeah.
So,
It's
like you
their
said,
bread
they
and
want to
butter.
win. Yeah.
Complexity, that's pretty comfort for them, too. I was actually thinking Sandraith could have been that final pick. The Empath synergy going up against Clanks, it actually made a lot of sense, but they do go with Dark Lady in the end. Also another great carry option, of course. But is she the best against Clanks, though?
I honestly thought Kronos could have been a better pick as
I don't know about
the main carry.
Really?
He has to jump and the lockdown to be able to take down Clanks. And it's a giant AoE. I mean, it is countered heavily by Moira, but there comes my thinking, why wasn't Moira banned out? They still needed a support hero, and we know how amazing Nair is on Moira as well.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Pretty good.
I don't know. I just felt like Kronos was a way to have some, good follow-up for Oscar on the Behemoth as well. It's a lot of damage if you manage to build him carry style. We've seen him go Rune Cleaver, for example, on the Swiftblade. He could have done the same on Kronos and just continue farming that way.
Didn't they used to run this way back? I'm pretty sure I've seen Complexity run Chronos carry before.
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure they have. And I think it wasn't. I think they ended up winning, but it was really, really struggled. He went Nullstone, and it was didn't have any damage on the Chronos itself. And then once he managed to pick up Savage Mace, they ended up winning. but it was rough.
Yeah.
So the Dark Lady is kind of like Clanks. It's like a hero you only pick if you're super nerdy and you really, really, really want to win.
Okay.
It's a terrible hero. She's so good. She's amazing. Really good design. Has this ultimate that is like, it's so hard as a spectator to understand just how impactful that ultimate is.
It is, yeah.
Because you are blind. It throws off all coordination, all sort of team play goes out the window. And the funny thing is, it's even better because what happens when you get Dark Lady ultimated is there's always this one guy that is like, he thought about it and he didn't get caught, right? And he's like, okay, I need to help my team. I need to tell them everything that is going on. And then you have someone who, instead of playing his own hero, is focused on saying, yo, they're running right, left, 2 steps forward, then take a left turn around the corner. That's where, and all your communication skill goes out the window. Because you're just trying to say what's going on the screen instead of talking about what you actually should be talking about. Mm-hmm. So it's massively impactful in all the ways that you can't see as a spectator. And in my opinion, a team with Dark Lady is kind of like a team with Tempest. You can never count them out. No matter how far behind Punk Fang is in gold, he will always be able to carry. So Dark Lady, I don't know, it's never a bad pick. You can never criticize it. You could have Silhouette, FA, and Flint on your team and go Dark Lady, and I will still think it's a good pick. So,
okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
those are my thoughts.
No, the ultimate definitely, I 100% agree. You know, same thing as a Vindicator aspect. As a spectator, it's hard to understand really the power of it and how frustrating it is and what it does. But no doubt, it's doing a lot as you're stressing there and reiterating. So,
I remember starting off with competitive a long time ago when I wasn't known by anyone. Haha. I remember playing Dark versus Dark Lady versus one team, and I remember thinking how broken Dark Lady was. That the most important aspect in this game, or one of the most important aspects in this game, is to have vision, to be able to make decisions based on what you see and what you hear. And if they take away one of those senses, it almost feels like your arm is chopped off. You don't know what to do with your mouse anymore, and that's really what you can compare it to. I mean, you don't know what it feels like. We can try and describe it. I mean, Insania's felt it. I've played against it a couple times.
It's like getting flashbanged in Counter-Strike. You know,
exactly.
Running in to like go kill people, and the flashbang happens. It's like, well, I'm just gonna spray and pray.
Only then you don't have 30 potential rounds to play.
True. Yeah.
You know, you only have one game, and that might be the deciding team fight.
Yeah. Oop, Fade. Catches Moira right here, steals the double damage rune right in front of her. Parasite's coming in, though, but this is an interesting exchange here, because, yeah, I was going to say Moira's the one that's in trouble, actually. In fact, still might be in trouble. Yeah, no, she's fine. No boots on either. Is able to get away, so. But, yeah, Dark Lady being played by Formless here is off to a great start, I'm sure, and, yeah, that ideally will continue, so we'll keep an eye on how he performs. But our middle lane matchup does end up being a Fade Empath versus a Moraxis Moira is what we got here. So not a everyday Fade, though. Again, another one of these heroes that's getting some more attention as of late.
I think that's mainly due to the Thai teams. Honestly, they ran so much Fade. And I think it's such a great hero for getting map control. Like, Insania, you've played against the Thai teams, unlike me, so what do you think?
No, it definitely is the case. We experienced it in our series against D-Dog. How much mental pressure it just puts on you. It's so much more than, as I said, a spectator, you always see everything, right? But as a player, when Fade is just in fog, you're thinking, oh my god, Fade might be ganking me. I don't dare to go farm here, Fade is probably setting up. And then when you have Fade on like a player that you like really, really respect, like say Only or Fuzzy Sloth, these guys that just do these things that you'd never expect them to do, it becomes even scarier. So more than what the hero itself provides, it's the mental pressure of, oh my god, Fade is in fog. Where is he? He could be ganking me right now. What is he doing? So I think that's something that we overlook a lot in NAEU, is like just like we look at the numbers and like what does the hero do and what can it do? And instead of just looking at, okay, how would I react when that hero is on the other team? And how do I think when I'm playing against it? And that's why Fade is so strong. It's all about the thoughts in your head that are going on when you're playing against her.
Yeah. You see right there, Quincy actually pretty much kind of following up that point of how the Southeast Asian teams really brought the attention to North American European scene with a hero like Fade. Beforehand, it's only one game, and after 32 games, you've now seen her. So Yeah, definitely been seeing quite a bit. And yeah, the idea of an M4 impact we constantly talk about. Tundra's another hero that actually comes to mind.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't seen him for a long time. But
It's just, I think with Tundra, you're not in immediate danger if you get scouted out by the bird. You're just scouted out. Whereas with Fade, you could be in immediate danger.
true, yeah.
And that's like
Well,
the big difference.
I think with Tundra though, it's like you feel like, oh my god, they always see me, no matter what I do. Oh, they know what I'm doing, and it's I almost think it's kind of similar, to be honest. Very similar. It's not, you're not afraid in the same way, but it's a different type of afraid. You're like, oh my god, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
You know, the bird on me.
But at least you're not going to die all of a sudden because someone opens with, like 400 damage nuke on your face, and
Yeah.
then a stun and a mana drain.
True.
Happens quickly. Fuzzy Sloth going to be banking on that here. How's he doing in the middle lane? 23-2 versus a 27-6. More Axis. So very even back and forth. Top lane in the meantime, Swiftblade going to be fine. Port coming in. No Bloodlust kill just yet, but the port, whoever that was, is actually canceled. Probably for the better. Wasn't really anything to earn out of it after Swiftblade had fallen back, so playing it safe there. But this
It's
middle
always
matchup,
funny.
very even.
It's funny how you can compare like the mid laners, how they do with GPM, and if there's been zero action, like 0 kills happening, you look at the supports, and actually Baba Ganoush just KS1 creep kill, but they were like they both had the exact same GPM. Just running around with like 77 GPM, both supports.
Yeah.
Didn't he? But then how did he get more gold?
Ward ran out.
Aha.
There we go.
Get that
Aha.
back.
See, Shortgun, that's why you cast it lands and I play. Ooh!
Wow.
Wow.
These shots
That is
have
wow.
been fired.
That is. I remember that little scrimmage we played. What was I with like Grinix? I had like 18 kills.
Or you just mentioned when I was casting in Thailand, sitting on the
Could have done that too.
on the side.
But
Yeah.
no, I actually do remember that. That was a fun game to watch. It was kind of a fun game of DreamHack. Anyways, bottom lane, Mora's coming in with the Shards of Harkon. Even Parasite joins the party, and Clank's just sitting off to the side. Gets the Bloodlust kill. Cthulhu got there late. Couldn't really
This
do
is
a
so
damn
huge
thing.
for reason as well, by the way. They got first blood on their Clanks,
Yep.
who doesn't need a lot to get started, to get his Thunderclaw and just start destroying, and now he has first blood.
I think key here for complexity is when Fade hits level 6, they need to kind of make a rotation on the Clanks. They need to just throw him off his game. Don't let him just do what he loves doing. And because, you know, Clanks is kind of like Ravenor in a way that he's really predictable as Cthulhu might be in trouble. No, I don't think so. But he's really predictable in where he farms. Because he has to farm, right? That's his strength, that he's farming all the time. And Swiftblade, trouble? No?
Nice deny. Yeah, they were focused on the tower right there. I feel like they actually could have maybe gone for Swiftblade, but he does have Swift Slashes, so. And the spin.
Oh, yeah. Feel the same way. No, but there's a lot of predictability, and hopefully Complexity uses that. The fact that you know where Clanks is even when he's fogging should be a key here, that they go for these pickoffs. It's not like a Dark Lady where Clanks could be sitting next to a lane setting up for a play. Because, you know, Dark Lady's scary. She will kill you if she catches you once she has her phase boots. And Clanks doesn't have that aspect to his hero, so I really want to see Fuzzy Sloth make rotations in towards the jungle, maybe even move over what you got in there, as well as Behemoth as soon as they feel ready for it, and just take control of the enemy jungle and try to hold it for as long as they can, just to prevent Clanks from feeling really safe at all times.
Zane, he's good at doing the math for this. Unfortunately, not able to chase him down in the end, as Behemoth just out of range, throws up the Fissure Stun to be safe, and gets Zane to fall back. But you could tell Zane had the idea to run up Swift Slashes and then spin after the fact for a kill, but good get away from Oscar. Middle lane, Empath coming in? No, going to be fine though. Fade is level 6 now, no reflection used just yet, but that's definitely the point of perhaps expecting Fade to look to make a kill happen.
Do you think he's gonna go Striders like what was it, Owned Me last game, or is he gonna pick up? He's gonna be picking up Ghost Marchers instead.
I feel like Fuzzy Sloth never goes Striders.
I think it's a
I'm not
really great
entirely
item on
sure.
Fade, to be honest. I honestly
think so, too.
don't see the reason for Ghost Marchers when you auto attack maybe twice when you're getting a gank off, because you need another person, I think, to really have the damage anyways, and now Oh, Tankafet's getting caught out, but
yeah, wrong
so is
side.
Owned Me.
Wrong
Yeah.
side. Owned Me getting caught right there, but the fissure stun not really the best. Parasite, he is going to be fine in the yank. Cthulhu fought with that, hook him up, absorbing plenty of damage. Here comes the spinning Swift Blade, though. Zane's feeling pretty ballsy for good reason, though, with that spin, but everyone gets away. So, yeah, that fissure stun being on the side it was. Unfortunately, that meant Meraxis was able to get out of there pretty easily.
Well played by Owned Me being on that side of the sun, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Using that logic. That Insania is
The positioning was perfect.
imparting so freely.
He saw the cast animation and it was like, oh my god, stepped to the left and just got away from it. Bounced on the right side. Great play by Own Me.
Let's have a look at it, yes. Sustainer on Dark Liddy has the Rune Cleaver in the works. So I see what you're saying though about the Ghost Marches on Fade. It does make a lot of sense actually, and for a hero that's usually going to be all about moving around constantly, Striders are just always that much more beneficial, it feels like. But ooh, he's gonna double damage rune reflection into the jungle. I don't think he was seeing, and he's gonna find Clanks.
That's a dead Clanks.
That's a dead Clanks for sure. Yep, that's a huge kill, obviously.
Yeah, to be fair, this was kind of rushed by Fuzzy, if you want to criticize a little bit. Normally when you play Fade, you want to run around the hero, make sure nobody's nearby, right? You want to make sure he's completely alone. I can get this kill and I can get out. He just ran straight onto the hero and went for him. So if you guys at home watching this, wanting to learn how to play Fade, don't just initiate. Check around, make sure you're safe, then go for it. As B, he's in a bit of trouble.
He's good.
Or not. He's all good.
Good reaction on his part. No doubt. It's definitely sound advice. I knew that, of course, but that is very sound advice for the viewers
Learning
to
Hunt
get.
community.
Yeah. Makes sense. Might as well use the vision aspect of Fade. So, I mean, I can understand at the same time, it's like just wanting to really get the kill and get on out of there ASAP, not risk him flying away or something like that. But, yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry for sure. Top tower is going to be dead.
Even with that death, Imbaboy is still doing quite well with the GPM, 380. I mean, it's not the best. Right now, for Clanks to really start being effective, I think he needs to be closer to that 500 GPM mark. He already does a ridiculous amount of damage, of course, but he's not going to be able to carry this game without having closer to that GPM.
I think he'll get there, though. He just finished up the Thunderclaw, and this is really when he usually takes off, right? He gets Thunderclaw, and then boom.
Oh, yeah.
And Dark Lady still has another 1,000 gold to go until she gets to the point where she can start snowballing. So this is kind of where Clanks has an edge, I think. Dark Lady might do more damage in herself, but Clanks gets there faster. So if you're able to use that timing difference and put it to work, it's going to end up in Reason Gaming's favor. So here it's back to... sorry.
It really depends on the stacks in the woods as well, though.
Oh, yeah.
Cthulhu left the woods quite early to go and defend bottom, but that by no means meant that there were any stacks in the woods. And I don't know if there is a double stack on the Ancients right now, but as you were mentioning, Clanks gets to that timing earlier. He managed to farm the triple stacked Ancients already. So he has an edge in that, but also in the fact that his team is more active in stacking right now.
Yeah. No, I agree. Definitely.
Swift Blade, he was scouting out those Ancients, speaking of that, but he's also being seen by a Ward of Sight right here, but doesn't seem like really any danger is going to come of that. Fade going back out. You know, I was going to bring up the idea with the Ghost Marches. You know what? The possibility of something like a Codex, yeah. And Fade's a hero that in the past has actually liked Codex, but
honestly, like, I think Codex is kind of like, it's just considered trollish. But if you think about it, when you're going up against a lineup like this, okay, what is a key thing in this game for complexity? Well, it's to kill Clanks, right? So if you get a Codex, which is a high single target nuke item, it's not terrible when you're up against these kind of like hard carry lineups. So, I don't know. I don't think it would be terrible if he split it up and went for one. But the downside is, well, what if Clanks gets shrunken, right? You can't do anything then. So, I mean, it could be a good play. I know myself when I played with Zibba back in IG, he would always talk about, oh, let's just get 5 Codexes. They only have one hero that does damage. And there is truth to it in theory. I've never seen it be played out in practice, really. But, I mean, it sounds good, right?
well, that's just like the idea of everyone getting Nullstone against like a Sand Wraith or a Thunderbird. It's like, it sounds good, but is that realistically going to happen?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is interesting. Okay, I was going to say, Fades, he runs right through with a Rev Horde. It's supposed to play, jumps in with the R. and ends up getting stunned now in return after the spin. Fade will barely live as well, so that could have definitely gone so many ways. And in the end, nobody dies there between the two.
I think this is one of the few moments where, with Fade's farm, he could actually go for a Codex and justify it. Immaboy does now have the Mystic Vestments, though, and the Mighty Blade, so he's getting tankier, but there's one hero that does damage. Or two heroes, if you count Zane. He's not the most farmed, though, so it doesn't matter. But for the ganking purpose and for the purpose of snowballing, there is that potential. But for it to really work out, I think he also needs to get a PK on top. And that's just simply because otherwise he's never going to get the catch, and he just got caught.
Yeah, Fuzzy
Talking about
picked
that.
off Matthias doing work right there, so ends up chasing him down, finding him, and getting the kill. Reflection wasn't up, of course, for Fade. Bottom lane, no, just the illusions down there. And then the trash talk has to come out, of course. After the fact, getting in his head. Right here. Dark Lady Rune Cleaver, though, picked up. Talking about stacks, the double stacks for the Ancients are still there. It's going to remain double. They'll probably just finish off those. So yeah, a little bit inefficiency there, unfortunately, for complexity, not making a triple, but he'll take what he can get at least. Trying to enhance that farm.
Yeah. I mean, they only had 13 attempts to finish the stack, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can't help but be a little bit disappointed. But anyways, I don't know how you feel, Shortcan, but when this game progresses on, I feel like the Hellborn team kind of just gets stronger and stronger, right? The mental pressure of a Fade, the Behemoth Blink, the Cthulhu Font to just, like, eat up Parasite, right? He just nullifies the puzzle box in team fights. I feel like if the game goes too slowly, it's going to favor coL. But Reason Gaming is going to have a big window where they get the portal key on.
Really?
Yeah, it's going to be a decently sized window, but they still, I feel, have that pressure on them to close out the game. And I think this is something that Complexity, they love to have on their favor. Every game they play, they always want to have this, like, all right, you guys got to make the play on us. We can just sit back, split, push, and dodge, and do our thing. So in terms of strategy, if you compare this game to last game, it's easier for them to execute what they want with the heroes that they have this time than I think it was in the last game. And I think the game is really dead even. Both teams are getting to do what they want to do, and it's just going to come down to who executes better when the time comes.
We are...
Yeah. Well, there's a Moraxis PK as well as a Behemoth PK and a Fade PK. So I think Complexity is going to have a good time baiting this Fuzzy Slot guy right now, maybe, if Tankafed is willing to go for it, as well as Onslaught.
No. They sensed something or just didn't really get the best opportunity, I guess. So how do you fall back to the middle lane here?
No, but Insaniac, okay.
Yeah, they're going to find...
Alexis.
No, that was interesting. They both forget at the same time. Behemoth gets caught in the background, spin on top of him. He will fall. Out comes that cover for Darkness. Landing a couple of heroes, I think, but it will set up an easy kill on a Swift Blade right there. Arcane Vortex catches Cthulhu Font. Swift slashes. I thought I heard them going off right there, but yep, going to be picked off on Cthulhu Font. Meanwhile, so a 3-for-1 exchange here for the Legion side.
And this is why I love the Striders on Parasite with an early puzzle box. It's a level 1 puzzle box, but, you know, the mage still does 125 mana burn. It's ridiculous. I find it amazing. I love puzzle box. It's probably my favorite item in the game.
Great item. Bottom tower push on top of that, too. So, yeah, Tankafed likes to prioritize this. He pretty much goes this build, I think, level 3, and then the Abyssal Skull, and the Soul's Bulwark Demonic Breastplate even, so... Yes, there you go, upgrading.
I think he has two different builds, right? He has the early teamfight build where he goes Astrolabe with Phase Boots. Mm-hmm. And then he has this build where he goes straight into puzzle box. So I'm not entirely sure what makes him do this one over the other one, because I feel like when you go the puzzle box build, you kind of do it because you lack damage from the other side. But in this game, I think the reasoning is you want the puzzle box for the warding reasons. Like when you have a puzzle box over the duration of 20 minutes, like in our series versus Complexity, we really felt it. How your wards just start disappearing, right? The puzzle box is running around the map. It's going to find wards eventually. It might not find them instantly, but over the course of 20 minutes, it's going to remove a good, 5-6 wards. And that's, as a support play, that really hurts. And the map goes darker and darker. You're struggling. You look at the shop. You're like, oh my god, I got to wait another 3 minutes? Come on, I need you now. And And I think that's why he's going for this puzzle box build over the Astrolabe. He feels like they have enough damage in teamfights. They don't need that heal. It's not going to be the difference maker. So just goes for that puzzle box. Going to try to control the map with it and compete with the Fade, who seems to be doing the same thing.
Yeah, speaking of controlling the map right here, Fade gonna find that opening. Shockwave follow up,
my
and down
God.
goes him. But boy, can he make the escape? Probably not. So they will sacrifice one person for it, maybe two, in fact. Fade maybe get killed by the neutrals here. You're not going to live through this. Okay, well, he gets the stun off Axe, though. Yeah, he's at a point. Okay, he's still trying to juke. He's going to be fine for now, so Fuzzy Sloth,
Oh my
that's
God.
why he's playing and I'm not.
No,
What?
that would have been.
What? Oh, he knew where he was.
Oh man, that was really well played from Takafet, knowing that. Did he see a tree
Okay.
get chopped down? It must have been
I
that.
think so.
I'm pretty sure Omi was like, I would juke here, and then he just pinged. And Clank was like, all right, Omi. You know best.
That was definitely a fantastic attempt. I mean, that all started with the Clank's kill, obviously, so I still think
Yeah.
complexity, they could be at least somewhat satisfied, but yeah, losing two heroes in the end.
At the end of the day, though, I mean, what really this game is going to come down to is Clanks versus Darkblade. It really, really is.
Yeah.
You can twist it and turn it, but unless Moraxis starts like picking up a Hellflower, Shrunken Head, and Parasite gets like a demonic, once those items are finished, it's going to matter. But at this point, right now, that is worth it for them. Because, you know, it's like we talked about, the timing. It's all about closing that window for them to get there before Dark Lady is fat enough to just eat them all up. So, I really think it's not the biggest deal. Even though it's number-wise, it's an advantage for a reason, definitely. But they slow down Clanks, they shut down that window slightly.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a 3-for-1. That's a good point to make. So, but Quincy also pointed out earlier about how we are dealing with the two highest GPM heroes, well, outside of Salamon, but you got Dark Liddy and Clanks going at it. So, I mean, that kind of goes back to the idea that this is expecting to be a later game. By the way, bottom lane, Arcane Vortex stalling
Clanks.
whatever just happened right there. Clanks, he comes out with a Goon Squad, though! Wow! That turn was
Yeah,
and
enough
this-
damage.
He's gonna die though, is it? Or maybe not.
Is he going to be greedy and farm a camp? Or
I
is
feel like
Formless
it's the carry
try?
thing to do. It's the
It
carry
is.
thing to do.
It's such a carry thing to do.
He's not doing it, and that's going to save his life.
And that's why Imba Boy plays carry and not you and I Shorgan.
I would have done it. I know
would've
for
totally
certain.
farmed.
That Wild Hunter, oh well, I mean,
Wow.
he has a Parasite on his team. So at the same time, he's like, no, I'm going to leave that Wild Hunter for Parasite.
Yeah, but then we would have gone to the small camp. I'm pretty sure we would have died. We would have gone to farm and we would have died. And then we would have been like, team?
Yeah, team, what's the deal?
Yeah.
Come on.
Nice wards. Why didn't I know he
Yeah.
had an Invis? Like, come on.
No,
Like,
but
did no one see him getting an Invis rune? Seriously? Like, come on, guys.
I
yeah.
gotta
Please
that
stop
burst.
goofing. Come on.
Mm.
That
Yeah.
burst was intense.
No, but I think this is kind of what I talked about early on, how they always combine their hard carries with something like a Moira or an Andro. Like right there, Clanks gets caught, well, too bad, Moira ult. And then the team support gets there, and they clean up whatever is trying to kill their hard carry. So this is like really comfort for Reason. This is what they always do. This is how they draft their hard carries. And I think the key in this draft would have been banning that Moira, like you said. Removing the Andromeda and Moira, because then they don't have that option. And this is something we went for at DreamHack.
Behemoth jumped. Moira and Moraxis hoping to set up that kill. Nice wall off there, preventing further chase. But top tower also going down in the meantime. So these exchanges just seem like they're working out more and more better in favor of Reason Gaming, and thus we have our 11,000 goalie 9,500 experience lead here for them right now. So yeah, you know, I was actually looking at the draft, or thinking about it too, is as far as who they banned, instead, they banned a Bubbles, I know. Man, I'm blanking on who else they banned Andromeda, but
Magnus.
was it Magnus? You're right, yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, those are two good heroes for sure. That was before they had more access, but
They bowed before the Omi. They
Yeah.
banned his two favorite heroes.
okay, that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, the deciding factor is, well, Moira this game. He's been able to, you know, create space for the Clanks to just have a bit more farm or just be there when he's needed. Also, Moraxis was there first at the bottom lane,
That
saving
was a
them
big
top lane.
shockwave jump right there. A lot of creeps, and by big I mean he's dead because Well, Clanks popped the Shrunken Head of the Goon Squad, and he chases further. Double tap for the team. No, make it a hat trick, actually. Yeah, Formless did die as well. Coming out for Rainbow Boy. And in the background, look at Omi going aggressive. The team didn't necessarily have the same idea, though. And Moraxis, he's going to end up maybe surviving because of the Arcane Vortex. Are you kidding me? No, he will go down in the end. That was fun there. The tower will fall, though. Dark Lady, she kind of wants to go in, but understandable if she doesn't. She will try right here. They're going to go to Moira. Clanks is dropping. Clanks won't fall, so they get a couple of kills. Swift play low as well. They're trying to complete the task at hand, and they will. A Formless counters with a double tap at least to finish it off there. And the game continues.
Yeah, that was good for Complexity. That was really good for Complexity. And I'm having DreamHack flashbacks right now of Punk Pang eating us up when we're pushing their base. And this is scary, right? Dark Lady with momentum is like the most scary hero in the game. Like, Clanks doesn't even come close. Dark Lady with momentum is so strong. And he screwed up there and ran in and just died, which was weird. But then he bought back and cleaned up. If he, in the next fight, can do the same thing without the buyback, then the game is dead even again. I don't care it says 10,000 gold up top, and they got way more towers or whatever. It's the Dark Lady. And it's really going to come down to what the next fight looks like. I think that's going to be game decisive. If Complexity wins without using a Dark Lady buyback, it's going to look good. If they are forced to use it, it's still really, really rough.
Fade bottom lane. He should be fine here. Getting away, TPing out. So, yeah, it does suggest that Recent Gaming is still in the lead, but you're right with the Dark Lady cleaning up there, and she will have a Shrunken Head next fight. And not only will that be good against crowd control, but again, mitigating a lot of damage. You have to remind yourself that Clanks is a lot of magic damage that he puts out.
So, Parasite just put Congo at half health for his team because Puzzle Box and Abyssal.
Yeah, it does that. Oh, we see a still attempt, though. Maybe Fade.
Use Dust.
A Rev Horde. Okay, that could get iffy. Yeah, he is not going to go for the attempt, and actually almost got jumped right there. They do kill Formless, though, in the meantime. Wow, they got Formless down. Cthulhufon's also going to fall. And ends up being a double tapper, but Matthias also caught up on Fade trying to make a move that they picked off Dark Lady in the process.
I think Parasite is such a great hero versus Dark Lady. You can steal the blades, you can steal the attack speed, and then you can start hitting Dark Lady for a lot of damage.
You know who's confident right now? Look at Omi running to the well, forcing them back into the fountain. He ain't afraid of anything.
No, he's not.
Moraxis is a wall. Similar to Armadon, if you try and get past it, you're going to get punished, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep.
Middle tower now in trouble. You see Dark Lady, she's not buying back. She's down for another 25 seconds. Cthulhufon's going to be up in 7, but Behemoth getting jumped first. He'll go down, so no shockwave from him, as he ain't buying back either. Granted, only level 1 still, but not having that threat either is just going to be really big here. Reason Gaming going to easily push into the second melee racks now. And Reason Gaming on the verge of claiming the title here in the Onslaught 2 event, but it's not over just yet, as Complexity will eventually push them out and try to make some cleanup kills happen. Parasite very greedy right there with that teleport. They will be able to stop Moira here. And yeah, she is going to be picked off. Whoa!
No!
Matthias, don't know about that.
Really well played from what you got, seeing that coming.
Yeah.
That Onmi was going to try and see. Exactly.
Yeah.
Even with
No, I think Onmi just wanted to get to the well faster, honestly. That's what it was all about. Yeah. No, but this game is really grim now. I mean, it is Dark Lady, so it's not over, but it's looking grim. The key thing, I think, when you play Dark Lady, it's almost like your first death, it never matters. Your second death, however, that one you really feel it, because that's usually when you get these hard punishes on her, and it just, I don't know, you get so disappointed when you're Dark Lady, because you always have so much hope. You're like, oh man, I'm Dark Lady, I'm getting farm, everything's going my way, team fight starts, you die, and you're like, well, god damn it. And you get so deflated. And I can put myself in Formless position right now, and he really wants to do this, right? He wants to win the game for his team. And it's the finals. It would be, I think for both these teams, it's the first tournament they would ever win.
Wow, you're right. That's
so,
crazy.
The pressure is on. I mean, Reason's been playing forever. But they have like, in the past at least, they've had this kind of, they always start off tournaments really strong, and then they fade off. The further it goes, they fade off more. So one of these teams is going to win the first tournament ever.
Yeah, if you don't count like qualifiers, obviously, then that's definitely the case. Very true.
Oh, Takafet.
Tank effect gonna get eaten out. However, the trample gonna miss right there, and now Parasite gonna be fine though. Dark Lady. Oh boy, she's in trouble.
They're blind. They can't see her. They can't see her.
Oh, is that? Yeah, that's right. But it doesn't matter. Apparently, Zane can still see her and gets the kill with the swift slashes. He's chasing further as Behemoth and everyone. They're just on the run now. So Dark Lady will remain. No, she does have a final buyback. It's a crappy spot, but she's gonna have to use it. No way that they're defending.
Like, everyone from coL needs to survive, and everyone from Riza needs to die. It's the only way.
So here we go. You're telling me there's a chance. Moraxis, he is going to be jumping to the background. Pops that Matrax, though. Gets a stomp off. The Arcane Vortex will stall plenty. Behemoth, Shockwave in the background, jumps on Clanks, but the follow-up, very lackluster right there. Dark Lady goes back in, knowing that this is basically it. She's going to fall, though. And that should officially do it. Hat trick for him, my boy. GG, well played. Reason Gaming are your Onslaught 2 champions. Taking home their share of the prize pool and also the title of the champions. And you're right, this is their first tournament that they technically have won. So congratulations to Reason Gaming. Got to be a pretty good feeling, and obviously a team that's been on quite a momentum tear themselves lately with that DreamHack performance, and now following it up into the online events here of the Onslaught 2. So congratulations to Reason. Complexity will fall just short. They took the first game, but ultimately run into Reason Gaming in 2 and 3 as Reason pulls through. So they finished second place, though, the runner-up here. Final thoughts on that game. Short Cam, we'll start with you.
Well, it started off as being carry versus carry, but owned me just really he snowballed along with Tankafet. Them getting that kill on Formless in the middle, I think, is what changed everything. That second death that Insanio was mentioning really, really affected Formless. I mean, they still had a chance, even if they had gotten the token. But with Formless dying there, it was either, well, he didn't have a buyback at that point, and they immediately lost Midrax. And yeah, I think that was the game changer. But ultimately, this is just what Reason is comfortable with. Moira, Clanks, Moraxis, Parasite.